Good afternoon. This is Victor Jimenez with Sewerline Check Professionals. I'm here at 4831 Imlay Avenue in Culver City, and I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping which is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping which are underneath or interior to the structure. Today's video examination is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination should be set up through our office. Okay, so I've accessed today's main sewer line from a 3-inch maintenance access located at the back left corner of the property, or back left corner of the structure. And we've pushed about 40 feet through some building drain system. I then went and zeroed out the camera, marked a locator with a pink marker flag out on the right side where the line actually exits the building. And we pushed here about 35 feet. And essentially what we're running into is some pretty significant root intrusions. So just to kind of explain that. So the pipe material that we're in is a vitrified clay piping. The vitrified clay has a long service life expectancy. However, it is more susceptible to damage during earthquakes and seismic activity, and it also has a tendency to lay in roots at the joint areas. So seeing roots in a joint area of a clay pipe is not uncommon, but when it gets to this excessive point, I'm actually not even able to push through it. The water is still flowing, it is draining out, but it's essentially with how the roots are going, the camera is just running into the roots. It's not punching through them, but there's enough holes within the roots that the water is draining out. So in this kind of circumstance, what we would be recommending is that a cleaning is done, a hydrojet cleaning is done to clear out the line of any debris, and then a reinspection is done after that to determine the condition of the line, just to make sure there's no breaks at these joint areas where we've got the pretty excessive root intrusions coming in. So where we're located right this second on the camera is we're actually right in the center of the public sidewalk. So we're not even that far away from the connection point of public sewer, essentially 10-15 feet at most. So essentially there's two things that are being recommended this time. First is to get an actual main sewer line cleanout installed. We did have to push through about 40 feet of building drain system, and the line turned several times. It's not really a good idea to have a bunch of cleaning done through the building drain system, and that will make a little bit more sense as I'm explaining what we're running into. Now, we do have some water running just to clear the pipe of some debris that was being built up, but as I mentioned before, we're in a section of vitrified clay piping. So the vitrified clay is a very common material for main sewer lines, as I said earlier, but it does have a tendency to have roots in at the joint areas and break some cracks. Now, we didn't see any breaks or cracks in the line, so that's good. Root intrusions didn't really start in the line until we hit the sidewalk. Basically, the line runs out the side of the building, the front right corner of the building, heads in a direct path towards the sidewalk. When it hits the sidewalk, it actually dives down a couple feet before it levels off. So the depth of the pipe as it exits the building is only about 2 feet deep. And I've gone ahead and marked out that location with the pink marker flag. So it's about 2 feet deep on the right side. And by the time that it hits the sidewalk, it's about 5.5 feet deep. Alright, there's a little bit of a mis-sloped pipe here, and the section of clay is about half full of water, and that's just because the line's been a little bit encraped, so maybe it's settled over time. Okay, so at this point we're about to be turning into the building drain system. At this location we are on the front right corner of the building, and I've marked that location out because the main sewer line cleanout will need to be installed at that location in order to properly maintain the line. Alright, so now we are pulling into the building drain system. So the pipes under the building are actually an original cast iron pipe. So cast iron typically has a service life of about 70 to 80 years. And what we basically are running into with this line is that there's some pretty significant rust and scale buildup. The line is definitely an older material. You can see here the bottom of the pipe has started to kind of rot away. You have that kind of black channel in the middle of the pipe. And that occurs after the pipe started to deteriorate pretty significantly. Now, the pipe is still functioning. Water is draining out of it. But replacement is something that should be considered for the future, although may or may not need to be done at the time of this inspection. Alright, about another 10 feet here. We're going to be coming out of this cleanout. Show you where we access today and what needs to be done. Okay, so this is the cleanout that we accessed today. I'm going to go ahead and make sure the camera's wiped off there for the photograph. That's the access point that we used. And essentially we pushed through about 47 feet of that building drain system, the cast iron, and then it heads out to the clay. And then at the sidewalk, you got the root intrusions coming in. So my recommendation would be to get the main through line cleanout installed, get the line hydrojetted, and then have us come back out to do a follow-up inspection. Okay, with that, I'm going to be wrapping up the video portion of the examination for today. Once again, this is Victor Jimenez with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.